Hi, my name is Logan, and this video is going to talk a little bit about IoT, or the Internet of Things. You may be wondering, the Internet of Things? That sounds pretty broad. And you're right, IoT covers a variety of different things. IoT basically refers to the incorporation of internet access into everyday objects. We see IoT in our daily lives. Whether it's our phone, our smartwatches, our clocks, doorbells, cameras, cars, light bulbs, TVs, I could go on and on. IoT has changed a lot in our daily lives, whether it's being able to check our home security while we're away using our phones, or being able to see how well we sleep at night using a Fitbit. IoT has allowed a variety of devices to transmit and receive information through the internet. Let's take a look at one example. The doorbell. Here is what a normal doorbell sounds like. Traditional doorbells generally activate the ringer inside of our homes so that we are notified when someone's at the door. Here's what an IoT doorbell sounds like. This is the Ring doorbell. Before someone even comes to the door, the Ring doorbell starts recording motion activity. After the person rings the doorbell, a notification is sent to the doorbell user's phone, notifying the homeowner that someone is home. The homeowner can then decide to look at the doorbell camera through their phone and even start talking to the person at the door through their microphone. As you can see, Internet of Things uses the original object and adds internet functionality that gives users more features to use. This concept has ultimately changed a lot of people's lives. For example, the convenience of being able to see who's at your door through your phone has caused a lot of people to move over to IoT devices. Nowadays, camera doorbell systems are almost commonplace. A few weeks ago I was in New York. The question, how did people used to navigate New York without a smartphone or GPS, arose. You would either have to use a physical map or start asking around for directions. It's almost hard to imagine not using IoT devices to do even common things like getting from one place to another. Let's take another look at an example of a device enhanced by the internet. The watch. Here's what a normal watch looks like. It tells you the time, you can adjust the time with a little knob or button on the side, it might even have a digital display. Here's what an IoT watch would look like. This is an Apple Watch. It has a screen on it, you can see the time, answer calls, measure your sleeping patterns and steps taken, and more. Watches have especially been impacted with IoT. We see multiple brands like Apple, Samsung, Google, Fitbit, all making internet-enabled devices. With the power of IoT devices also comes along the question of security. Big companies potentially have access to data that was once considered private. How do we know that a company isn't going to track our location through our phone's GPS? These are the types of conversations that have arisen as a result of IoT. With the number of IoT devices currently in circulation, our information is potentially vulnerable to malicious hackers or companies that decide to use our data for the wrong reasons. For example, maybe there's a hack to Instagram that possibly lets hackers steal our data or photos. What if there's a vulnerability in Tesla cars that let hackers see where our cars are through our GPS? Eurofins cybersecurity.com talks about how IoT devices may lack encryption that protects our data from attacks. They say, when a device communicates in plain text, all information being exchanged with a client device or backend service can be obtained by a man in the middle. Anyone who is capable of obtaining a position on the network path between a device and its endpoint can inspect the network traffic and potentially obtain sensitive data such as login credentials. So, what's next for IoT? Are there going to be internet integrated clothes, shoes, or even internet implants? I guess time will only tell. What are the negatives of the internet being integrated into a vast variety of devices? We already see how new things like ChatGPT are impacting people's lives. How will new IoT devices change our daily lives as well? Think about it. GPS and Google Maps didn't actually come out that long ago. The next big IoT device could be just around the corner. That was my quick overview of IoT, or the Internet of Things. Thank you for watching.